What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? This your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, aka Master Teacher 33. What's up with all of you holy rollers out there? It's your boy. Day is what's the day? February the 23rd, I think. Yep. February the 23rd, 2022. And the time is a little after 1:15 Central Time. As always, brothers, got a powerful message for you today. Figure we change up a little bit. Check in with my YouTube live. Y'all know how that is. And drop a powerful nugget in your lap today. They want to break down really module one of the life management system, which is now the people development system, as we break down GRCML. GRCML. What is GRCML? GRCML is govern, rule, control, manage, lead. GRCML. So we want to switch over to my laptop here, and I want to go through this because this is the number one frequency wave of vibration. We call it the number one key to, I call it the number one key to success. So number one key to success, brothers and sisters, is for us to over and understand that each and every one of us, we have been given something by the big G. And let me back up a little bit. And what we all have been given, some of us has a little bit more than others. And what is that? Well, we have been given an opportunity for us to be able to govern the self. Now, it's very interesting because each state of the United States has a governor. And the word state means a mental disposition. And these mental dispositions that govern have governors. So there's governors over states. Every state in the United States of America has a governor. So what is the role, what is the function, and what is the fruit of the governor? So we've been talking about that, and we did that already, but I don't want to move too fast. You guys know I'll be pumping out content like there's no tomorrow. And sometimes I do go too fast. So we want to go back. We want to slow the roll just a little bit. I have my chart here, which is what I'm talking about in this chart back here. Both of these charts break down what I'm sharing with you today, which is what I covered with the class as we went over GRCML. The G stands for govern. So in order for you to be successful in life, you got to be able to govern yourself. And the way that you govern yourself is by frequently repeating a emotional response. So that just simply means that we learn through repetition. So when we repeat things and we do them over and over again, it helps us to understand the role, helps us to understand the function, it helps us to understand the fruit. Now, the role takes us to a specific goal. A lot of people can set goals, but very few people accomplish those goals. And so in order to accomplish those goals, it does require you to have self-discipline. That self-discipline, again, is called what I call focus, discipline, and order. So the ability for you to select one specific item, but that's a process that we've discovered or that I've broken down in these 21 steps to understanding self-government. So there's 21 ways that we are and that we can, based upon Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, because source code has given us 5 frequencies, wave of vibrations that we have control over, if you want to use that term. GRCML. G for govern, R to rule, C to control, M to manage, L to lead. So you suppose the GRCML over your domain, if you will. And we all have a specific frequency, wave of vibration that we are designed by source code to oversee. And your level of success is determined by your ability to govern the self. Because if you need assistance from someone else, then that means that you cannot govern the self. I said again, if you need assistance from someone else, that means that you cannot govern the self. So now remember, this is all part of module 1 for the people that's part of the People Development Center. You under, and understand what I'm expressing to you today. For people that are not part, I want to encourage you to join. We do have payment options and payment plans available because this is the whole purpose of this is to really, really break down the first module of the 5 pillars of operating above heaven that it talks about in Hebrews chapter 7. So in Hebrews chapter 7, it breaks down this. What's up, Sister Diane? And so in Hebrews back to 7, it breaks all of this information down for us so that we can over and understand that we are here to govern the self. And by governing the self, what I simply mean is that, you are supposed to basically structure your day by focusing on your God-given destiny or diaconia. And when you focus, that gives you what we call discipline, which leads to what is order. So order is the order of the universe. So God is a God of order, if you will. So your ability to operate with focus, discipline, and order is government. So government is the ability to use focus, discipline, and order to establish a state. That's why every state inside of the United States, emphasis on the word United States, they're not divided states. And so you have to unite your states. So we all have many different states. A state is a mental disposition. That's the way that you perceive. That's the way that you see the world. So I'm going to switch over here, switch my camera around so that way we can kind of focus on breaking down. So that way everybody can kind of under over and understand what we're expressing to you today. And let me back this up here. Let's see how to switch this over. Bear with me one moment. And let me break this down. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at here my laptop and get this switched over. And the laptop is going to be able to express to you the importance of what we're talking about today. All right, so there we go. We're looking at the laptop here. And again, don't get put off by my, high tech wizardry here that you are witnessing. So this is the module 1 of the 5 cisterns or the 5 modules for the People Development Center. And each one of these modules, you guys know, consists of 21 days or 3 sets of 7. And we have these 3 sets of 7 that's broken down into what I call government. And so everybody has or should, again, understand, as you see here, the role, the function, and the fruit. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the role, the function, and the fruit of your ability to have focus, discipline, and order. Let me see if I can balance that out a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. And so everything starts with that. Everything starts with your ability to understand your role and to maximize the efficiency inside of the role so that way you can produce or achieve the goal. That's it. That's why we have governors that rule over the 50 states inside of the United States of America. The United States, each state has a governor. Each governor has a specific role. They have a specific function, and they're here for a specific fruit. So this is one, again, of the modules inside of the People Development Center. Now, what we want to talk to you today, as we go a little bit deeper down the rabbit trail, as let me see if I can pull this up. We're going to go switch over to the ebook just to show you a little bit of what we are expressing to you today. So here's the bottom page. Let's go back up to the top. And so as you can see, the scripture tells us that the government shall be upon his shoulders. And so that's found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 9. So it tells us in Isaiah 6:9 that it's extremely important that each and every one of us understand that you don't have to put this stress, if you want to use that term, on yourself. So source code, again, has not left the destiny, as I say a lot. The destiny of mankind is not left up to mankind. The destiny of mankind is left up to the God kind or the God class. And so, in other words, that simply means that there are frequencies, waves, and vibrations that are above you that's here and designed to assist you. Now, we call that cosmology. That's another study for another time. But what you need to understand is that there is a cistern in place. What is this cistern? Well, that cistern is called the beast. So the beast operates on the psychology of consumption. It's extremely important because if you can over understand the beast system, then you can really start to see why things I'm not gonna say don't work, but why there's difficulty, because most people really don't understand how the beast system works. So this is why self-discipline is so important, to get past the psychology of consumption, because that's their goal, which we talked about before, the great reset, which brings about the health effects from low economic status. And when we have this, this just empowers what is called the beast. Now, that's just the current system that we are in. So this current system can only be overwritten when you over and understand what I call the life management system. So the life management system is designed to combat what is called the beast. Now the Bible talks about this as well. And again, we're not going to go over this, but this is just, remember, this is the problem. I got to make sure that you understand the problem so that you can understand why you have to govern yourself. Because the problem is many of us, we really don't understand that we're in a spiritual battle. And we have leaders that are a part of the beast system. So you and I may not be a part of the beast system as you see all the scriptures in Revelations 13, 14. We see this is Matthew 24:15. It also breaks it down inside of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 4. And so all of this is part of the beast system, the mark of the beast. So we're all familiar with that. So that you can understand, self-government overrides this. So the only way to get out of this system is to be able to govern yourself. What's up? What's going on? So the short of the West, mental gnats. And so once you get out of the beast system, everything is about exiting the beast system. What is the beast system? It's the Great Reset. What's the Great Reset? They call it the World Economic Forum. So the World Economic Forum, the only way to override the World Economic Forum is for you to over understand that the government is on his shoulders and not yours. And so if you do not have the ability to, or if you put this on your shoulders, you will feel overwhelmed. You're going to suffer the health effects of having a low social economic status. So a low social economic status, I know I'm talking to someone who's trying to do this in their own power. They have not stepped into the 5 pillars that allows you to oscillate or vibrate above the kingdom of heaven or above heaven. And so your job is to understand GRCML. So if you can wrap your brain around GRCML, then that breaks down to what I call, as you can see right here, that's the ability to govern, rule, control, manage, and lead. That's all part of the life management system, which is now the people development system. So today we're specifically talking about module 1. So module 1, again, for people that's part of the system, we've already went over this 21 days. And we spend an hour each day going over this. So I want to invite everyone else that has not taken advantage of picking up module number 1. Now, this module normally sells for $9.97. It's on sale today for $4.97. So you can pick up a copy of all 21 days, which is 21 hours of content, and the ebook for only $4.97 instead of $9.97. And we'll run the sale from today, which is the 23rd of February, through the end of February. I think we got 28 to 29 days. I don't know if this is a leap year. I think it's only 28 days this year. Let me check it out. I think it's 21 days. 28. So, yep, there's 28 days this year. So we run the sale from today, the 23rd, through, and we're throwing one more day, March the 1st. So from today until March the 1st, you can pick up this entire cistern. Now, really quickly, let's break down what's included inside of this. I use the word cistern or system. So this is the system, as you can see, normally sells for $9.97. Now, the reason why, because it's very important, brothers and sisters, that you understand your specific role inside of the government. And so the government will keep you inside of governmentals. That's called monkey mind. So the monkey mind limits the shine, meaning the monkey has the key to your money. That's why you have the word key, money key. The word monkey means money key. So the first thing we got to do is you got to get the key. The key is from the monkey. The monkey represents the inability for you to quiet or to control the mind. And so the whole purpose of what I'm doing is to show you a little bit of the behind the scenes, if you will, of this specific cistern or system. And when you look at it, let me back up one more. When you look at this, let me pull it up here. You will be able to see that inside of this system is the step-by-step process that we went through. And for the people that did not go through this live, you have an opportunity to basically still pick up a copy of this and kind of go through this on your own which are in your own time, so that way you can kind of go through each one of the steps, if you will, that we've already went through by going through each one of the 21 days. If I can, let me find it here. By going through each day, and again, self-paced, so that way when you get the recording, if you want to listen to something more than once, you can listen to it over and over and over again until you can assimilate all of the information. And so what I've done is I just pulled up again the information here just to show you this is all the content that's included. And that just shows all of the different shows. I know it looked kind of jawbled there, but that's just all the information that's included inside of this program called self-government. Your job is to govern yourself, or you will be governed by someone else. That is the role and the function which gives you the fruit of the governor. So everything starts off with your ability to understand your specific role. That leads to the function, and then that gives you the fruit. So what is your role? As the governor, you don't need a governor, you are the governor. And so we start off with you understand that development requires government. Then we go through all of the days, and each one of the days that are listed here and the topics. So as you can see, each day you listen to 1 hour module. Now you can go faster or you can go slower, total up to you. But day one, we break down for there is no government for that because we're supposed to be the government. We break down peaceful production, the role of the governor. We talk about the language of the governor. We mentioned that yesterday. We talk about how the governor controls energy, psychic energy. We break down again the whole thirst trapping that takes place. We talk about the cells because you're here to govern the cells, which is the self. And then we talk about how to govern like God, generate, operate, and direct, is to understand how to evolve inside of what we call love. So that's the first 7 days. And then we switch over to the next 7 days, and now we look at the function of the governor. So we got the role, now we've got to establish the function. So what do? We go through, again, and we establish day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12. That was a very important one. Day 12 is very deep because we get through all roads lead through Rome. We spend a lot of time breaking down my book that I talk about a lot. The book is entitled Vatican Control. And we go through that. We break down how you don't want to own nothing, you want to manage. Because we talk about how ownership creates liability. And so your job is to understand that God doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you can manage. And so we break that down. We break down also we govern and we're doing all of this for fruit. That's results. That's the goal. And then the last part, the last 7 days is the fruit of the governor. So everybody governs because there's a specific type of fruit that you are designed by source code to produce. That is the fruit of the governor. The most important thing is to remember, though, that the government is upon his shoulders, according to Isaiah 9. And so then we go through the last 7 days of the program, total of 21 days, where you break down, again, the amount of fruit is determined by the capacity of the governor. So your capacity to govern determines the results. That's extremely important, man. See, most people are trying to do something that they don't have the capacity to do. If you don't have the aptitude, if you don't have the mental capacity to be able to be, let's say, if you want to be a heart surgeon, but you don't possess the mental capacity to understand the verbiage and all of the things that are required to be a heart surgeon, so you won't be able to operate in the role of a heart surgeon if you don't have the capacity of the heart surgeon. And then we break down the word, fruit means creativity. So the energy field is operating inside of the body. We talked about day 17, which is you are a software engineer. You are a spiritual engineer. So you're supposed to write a program. It's called a code. That code then becomes a software, which is called an operating system. We call it the soul. So you're a spirit program that writes a specific code, which is called an operating system, software, which controls a biological hardware or computer or the body. That's you. You're supposed to do that. So we break down, if you are going to be a governor, that means that you have to be a generator. And that we break that down specifically in day 17. Day 18, we break down the 3 steps to spiritual programming. Then day 19, we talk about the fruit of the program, the desire versus design. Most people, they do what they desire. They don't do what they are designed. Big mistake. Very difficult to come back from that mistake. So you got to drop your desires and pick up your design. And we spent a lot of time on day 19 breaking that down from the 21-day, 21-hour program that is how to establish self-government. If you refuse to govern the self, you will be governed by someone else. That's just the way it works. If you refuse, now, why is that so? Well, there is something that is called the World Economic Forum. There is something that is called the beast system. So the beast has taken your system. What is your system? That's your ability to generate, operate, and direct. So every cell in your body generates a certain amount of energy, frequency, waves, and vibration. And I break all of this down inside of the book, The Beast System, because unfortunately we are all born into this system. And I talk about the life management system, which is the results of how to defeat the beast system. We call that the reptile or the reptilian brain. So the reptile or the reptilian brain is a part of the beast system. And this is part of their program to make sure that you are always consumed with the psychology of consumption. They want to make sure that you're functioning from a low social economic status so that way they are maintaining control. The beast system, the great reset, everything is about control. They want to control using the effects of low economic status or low social economic status. As long as I keep you in a low social economic status, that allows me to continue to control. So their job is to continue to control. Your job is to get out of that. And the way that you get out is to simply focus on design instead of desire. And then on day 20, we break down, basically fruit equals truth. And so your job is just to consider all relevant factors. And then we talk about govern, not government. So the fruit is total self-government. So you are supposed to govern yourself, not anyone else. So the biggest issue that we have is we all are really other people centered, meaning we can easily point out the problems in someone else, but we tend to have difficulty seeing the problems inside of ourselves. So again, a lot of us, it's very easy to identify the problems inside of someone else, but then we struggle when it comes to identify. What's up, Dr. Arlene? What's going on, my sister? We struggle with seeing the problems inside of the self. But are we quick, though? We real quick when it comes to pointing out the problems inside of someone else. But then when it comes to pointing out the problems in ourselves, well, y'all know the way our savings account is set up, we have some issues. So remember, this is just module 1 of the 5 modules. We already done 2 and 3 already. But remember what we talked about last night? We talked about the marketing. So you want to make sure that you do the same thing. This is how you break free of the system. You break free of the system by going through what we just talked about inside of these 3 days. Here's the link to join us. Just go to the website, peopledevelopmentcenter.com. Again, just go to the website, peopledevelopmentcenter.com, if you want to join us. And that, again, as we go back to the top, remember, don't put this on your shoulders, man. Don't try to put all this weight on your shoulders. Don't try to figure this out by yourself. Source Code has set up a system for you already. So don't feel like just because you don't, you're not on Love and Hip Hop, you're not on the Basketball Wives, and you're not a Kardashian. That's the whole point. That's the great reset. They want you to jump into the poverty mindset, get into consumption, become a consumer. They want you to be driven, this endless drive and overwhelming desire to produce. We have to stop, brothers and sisters, trying to produce stuff to sell. That's not the point of the game. That they want you to do. They want you to focus on selling instead of servicing. We're not here to sell. We're here to serve. And it's your job and my job to Get out of the psychology of consumption and consuming. We do not want to be just consumers. That's the beast system. They want you to be in this endless cycle of just of consuming and consuming and production and production and production, because that is the great reset. That's the psychology that keeps you inside of this low economic status, so that way you don't feel that you are real. You don't feel like you're an asset. You feel like a liability. See, liabilities create using creative altruism. And I break all of this down as well inside of the life management system. So if you guys not already a part of the life management system, anybody that again also becomes a part of the People Development Center, you get 50% off the life management system. Again, that goes through just like everything. These are the 5 pillars that allow you to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and manage by understanding how to do. And this is number 1 right here, which is to govern. So your ability to govern, rule, control, manage, and lead allows you to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. All of this is taken outside of your Bible in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, 27, and 28. See, my brothers and sisters, if it is to be, it is up to me and you. It's our job to operate according to our God-given destiny. That is it. You must oscillate and vibrate inside of the role of the governor. Every state in the United States has a governor. That individual has no authority over you. You have authority over your own cells inside of your body. There's 21 days, 1 hour a day, as we take you to how to operate inside of the role of the governor, how to function according to the doctor, how to function according to, again, the fact that you are the governor. And let me make sure that, let's see. And then we got the fruit of the governor. The role of the governor is more important than the goal of the governor. Extremely important. The role of the governor is more important than the goal of the governor, the fruit. The role is the day-to-day operation. The fruit is the result of the day-to-day operation. So in other words, it does you no good to accomplish your goal if you hate your role, because you spend more time in the role than you do in the goal. Let's say you are a world-class bodybuilder. As a world-class bodybuilder, you go and you work out every day, you diet every day, but you hate working out, you hate dieting, you hate eating all the protein, supplements, but you love standing on the stage though. Oh yeah, you all boo. You love standing on the stage, but you hate. I mean hate. Like seriously, you really dislike the role. You love the attention that you get from the goal, but you hate the role. That's the problem that most of us have, because we are part of and we've unknowingly failed into the beast system. So this is all about understanding how the beast system keeps you trapped inside of this World Economic Forum, which is called the Great Reset. So the whole purpose of today's message is to, number 1, that you expose you to. Now we already wrote the book and did the show on, which is what I'm showing you right here, the beast system. And again, all of this is available by simply going to the website. Or just email me at masterteacher33.com at gmail.com. Remember, today's offer from now until the end of this month, you can pick up the entire system. And once again, this is the entire system. I know it's difficult for you to see, but you can pick up this entire system that normally sells for $997. There's the cost right there. On sale for $497. This entire system, again, on how to self-govern, how to govern yourself. There can be no development, whether that development is wealth, health, wisdom, or relationships, if there is no self-government. I said again, there can be no personal development where there is no self-government. One more time, there can be no personal development in the areas of wealth, health, wisdom, and relationships unless there is the ability for you to exercise what is called self-government. So, brothers and sisters, that pretty much is it. That's all I have for you today. Let me back up my camera here. That's all I have for you today. I thank you guys all, everybody, for tuning in on today's show. Remember, if you're not a part of the People Development Center, please go to the website. Let me pull this up. So as you let me show you all this back behind me here. So all of this is my war board back here. All you can see is I write all of my stuff. That's some pictures of the fam over here, my brothers and sisters. I don't know if y'all can see that. Over there behind me on this board over there is my bulletin board, my banner that I take when I do live seminars. So you guys will be able to see that later on when we meet up in Big D. Speaking of that, mark your calendars. May the 13th and 14th. May the 13th and 14th. Let me drop this down a little bit. May the 13th and 14th, we'll be meeting up in Big D, up in Dallas, Texas, for the Dallas, Texas, for our People Development Center Roundtable. And so if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, this is free for all of the People Development Centers members. For everybody that's not a member, cost is right now, you have to pay, obviously if you're in the area, you don't have to worry about, flying in. But it's going to be actually located in Flower Mound, Texas, which is basically Dallas, Texas. So that's where it's going to be. Again, dates we're looking at right now is May the 13th and 14th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. You'll join me 13th and 14th, May 13th and 14th, Dallas, Texas, for a 2-day round table seminar where we all get to sit and we're going to share. Obviously, I'll be the head facilitator, but we all will be sharing our share, meaning everybody will be contributing to the end goal of what is establishing the result of all of this stuff that you see on my wall back here, which is just, these are all my personal notes. That's why I look like a bunch of scribble. But we'll be establishing the fruit of all of this. What's the end game, if you will? What's the purpose? Well, the purpose is there is I hate to use the word, sociopathic and narcissist by our leaders, but that's basically what it is. There's a lack of creative altruism in the world today, meaning that there's this hoarding spirit where people have way more than what they need and they don't want to help anybody else. In other words, it's about greed. There's a lot of people who have a greedy spirit, for lack of a better term. A lot of people who operate in greed, they just take, and keep taking without looking at the effects of what they're taking, how it's affecting, whether it's the global economy or whether it's affecting our other brothers and sisters. So we're establishing an organization of like-minded people seeking the deeper aspects of love and godliness that's based upon altruism, which is this, what the Bible calls the golden rule. That just simply means we're not creating the sale. We are creating products, services, and information that benefits other people more than it benefits yourself. And so what we're doing is we're actually uplifting the spirit of humanity. So if that sounds like something that you would like to be a part of, simply email me at masterteacher33.com@gmail.com. Email address again is masterteacher33.com@gmail.com. For the people that can't attend the roundtable meeting in the flesh, in person, we probably will make it available either through Zoom, Vimeo, or I'll probably record it and make it available. Now that will be available at cost, but it is free for all of the people that are members of the People Development Center. So to join, simply go to the website at peopledevelopmentcenter.com, peopledevelopmentcenter.com to join us, or simply email me at masterteacher33.com@gmail.com. Well, all right, brothers and sisters, I thank you guys so much for joining me on today's message. Remember, brothers and sisters, there can be no development without self-government. This your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, aka Master Teacher 33. Peace. I'm at the top grinding and shining. Y'all come join me. God bless.